fragile space in a single sail. White rocky island, you and I on the trail, just us and the waves. No need to behave in the harbor of healing. Pine straw beds, tangerine tears, t-shirts laid out like our grief throughout the years. We say it all.
All right, y'all, there's Tractor Supply driving off down the driveway. They made the last delivery, 170 cattle panel. Woo! Bless those fellas. Bless those fellas. Let's go take a look at them. All right, y'all, we're outside, and as you can see, it looks like they have to do 3 loads. I only paid for 1 delivery because I already used my 2 free deliveries for the quarter. So I had to pay for delivery. But one thing I did learn is that they should have charged me for each delivery. So I guess I kind of came out ahead, I guess. But yeah, we have 170 panels. How cool, how exciting is that? Let's take a closer look. Okay, so we have 50 by 60 cattle panel. And look, it looks like I'm even getting some free post that I know I'm gonna use some way, somehow. Have these right here. So it looks like 2 of them. If I was a betting man, I would say they probably delivered that one first. And then after they delivered that one, they figured out there's a better way. That one was second, and this one was third, which is even better because I have 3 even larger posts that I got out of this. And these posts, y'all, are like not cheap. So I got 4 posts out of this. So 3 deliveries, paid for 1, 4 posts. I would say that's a win. Looking at these cattle panel, they all look good. They all look straight. That excites me. Now you might be thinking, Nico, what do you need all those cattle panel for? 170 cattle panel. What are you going to do with all of those? Well, for one, let's go get in the shade somewhere, and then I'll let you know. All right, y'all. We haven't moved in yet, but Mom stocked the fridge. By the way, Mom's at work. Everyone else is in Florida, of course. As soon as Mom gets off work, I'm meeting her at the airport. We're flying to Florida.
Who's that handsome man, y'all?
To pack up. So we haven't moved in yet, but Mom was kind enough to fill the fridge with drinks for me. So let me grab a water and let's go sit on one of these rockers and I can explain to you what's going on. Whew. Grab my water. It's hot out here, y'all, but this should help. All right, so let's get into it. So one of the very first projects that Mom and I know we have to do is we got to make sure we have a secure area for the animals, right? In a future video, we'll begin to walk you through some of our plans for this property. But like I said, I'm about to leave from here, meet Mom at the airport. We're flying to Florida, where we're going to pack. The moving company is going to load up all of our household goods, all the items I have in the shop, items we have in the barn. We got to load up our farm equipment. Like there's a company that's going to come transport the zero turn. There's a company that's going to transport the tractor. We have to load up the animals, right? We're doing all of that this weekend. This is going to be what, today? I'm filming this on October 2nd. So the weekend following October 2nd, 2025, we're doing all of this. The household goods are probably going to take about a week to make it here to the home. But the animals, we're probably going to have here before the weekend's over. But the perimeter fence on this entire property is barbed wire. If you remember that from the tour, Mom and I, we joked that the goats and the dogs would see that and just laugh as they walked through it.
The fencing looks good back
We'll have
there.
to clarify that. Mom was just mentioning how this perimeter fencing looks good. The only problem is what?
Goats. Oh, Iris.
Both. Both. Our dogs
Yeah.
and goats will look at a simple barbed wire fence and
laugh.
just start laughing. Yeah.
Like a hyena.
Yeah. Barbed wire is great for larger animals like horses, cows, all of that, right? But it's not going to really do much for goats or even dogs that want to roam, right? So we have to create an area for the animals. Now, you'll see way in the future, or I'm not sure when I'll, go through that plan of how we're going to secure all 47 acres, because I still have to work out some details. But for now, all of the pipe fencing that's on this property that you see here, all of this pipe fencing that the animals like the goats and dogs can just walk through or under, we are going to use the cattle panel to secure them. So we're going to use all that cattle panel and weld it on there, and we're going to be repainting all the fences, the pipe fencing. We're going to repaint it black so it's nice, fresh, and beautiful. And all of these cattle panels are going to be painted black so they're nice, fresh, and beautiful. And that should help secure enough pastures, which is like honestly probably about the size of the pasture land they had where they came from. It should help secure enough land where we can have them until we secure the perimeter for goats and our dogs. And there's some cross fencing and other things we want to do as well, which, if you haven't already, subscribe so you can follow on this journey. Now, one of the coolest things is the very first area that we are going to secure are the pens back there next to the barns that you see here. And this is cool because once the animals arrive, that's where they'll go first until we get the rest of the pipe fencing secured. But some of you might recognize the gentleman that's doing this work. And, I'm filming this before the work starts, so he might have others with him that you recognize. But of course, I need to speak with him, make sure he's okay being on camera a little bit, as we document this journey of starting our homestead here in Texas, more like maybe a ranch here in Texas. But I know y'all notice him. Many of you do. His name is Uriel, right? Now, I'm not going to name drop the channel that you've likely seen him on, or the channels you've likely seen Uriel on, for algorithm reasons, and not trying to cheat the system by name dropping. But I'm sure many of you are dropping it down in the comments, and let me tell y'all, every interaction we've had with Uriel, just an amazing guy, man. Just an amazing guy, hard worker, and just makes it look easy. And what a blessing it is to be able to work with him. So thank you. Little tip of the literal Texas hat. Thank you to the gentleman who shared his contact information with me so that we could get this property secured, so that as our animals and our babies, our children, and some of the animals are babies also, but we could get things secured to at least get the ball rolling and comfortably live here without fear of worrying about our animals and the goats, the dogs, and all the other animals that by now you've likely seen that we're moving here. I'm not sure what order the videos are going to drop. Maybe you haven't seen it, but yeah. So thank you, Uriel. You're such a gentleman. Your work is impeccable, that you and the others that you work with do. And when Uriel came out here for the first time, he made a joke. So we're walking the property. He sees the house. Okay. He sees the barns, the outbuilding, all this. He sees all that. We walk the fencing and all that. And I'm walking him through my ideas that, y'all will find out in the future. And he was like, mucho work. So I think it's safe to say that Uriel and I will be seeing a lot of each other as we're executing the plans we have for this property, and I look forward to it. So let's get to work, y'all. Let's get to work. Let's see if I have any footage that I've shot of the work taking place with Uriel. We're gonna go ahead and dive into that now and get some befores, get some afters, and hopefully see the babies, the animals here on property enjoying their new home. Let's get to it, y'all.
This old habit's got a hold on me, won't let go of me. This old habit's got a grip on me, won't set me free, won't leave me be. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. Your sweet allure, it is too much for me. You got me on my knees. I know I should just walk away, but your hold on me won't give away. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in.
So one of the things that also took place this week at the house, y'all, is we got the electricity switched over to our name. And this property does have two addresses. It has two wells. It has multiple, well, each address has its own electricity panel, I guess you could say. And we spoke about that during the tour video. What else did we accomplish? Orkin's already come by. So Mom and I have been customers of Orkin for probably 8 years. And we switched our service from Florida to over here. So Orkin has already come by, and so far they've sprayed the house and the barns for mosquito. That's a monthly service we do, and it works. And then they're going to be coming in the next week or two to do the initial spray, embalming, and just proactive treatment on the house. And then, just like we did on our Florida property, because we had a wood barn and just wood everywhere. Well, this house is a lot of wood, obviously. This barn has a lot of wood. We do termite treatment. So we're going to go ahead and treat the house for termites and put those green discs they put in the ground around the house. We're going to do that to the barn, spray everything. And then I believe after that, if it's similar to Florida, they just check it twice a year, sometimes once a year for termites. But yeah. And on the screen here, you're seeing exactly why we do all of that and try to get all that done as proactively as possible whenever we buy a new property. Having little kids, we just want to get things like this out of here, because how creepy is that? Well, y'all, I think it's safe to say they gone now. They are gone now. I hate to do it, but have my babies, both animals and my children, on the way. Once again, Orkin hasn't come for this part of the work yet, so I had to do it, because I can only imagine Egypt would stay away, but baby Pharaoh or Sahara running around here, not being aware and getting stung. So got to do what you got to do. Farm family, what's going on? This is Nico here with Our Brown Farmhouse, and so far in this video, we've discussed some of the things we're going to be doing to the property, specifically as it relates to the fencing. And Uriel and his crew showed up and they showed out. Now, unfortunately, I was at work for a full week, a full 7 days out of town, and I wasn't here when the work was taking place. I would have loved to have been here, but, well, a lot was accomplished. I think it looks amazing. Well, let me grab a seat right here and I'll fill you in. While I was gone, Uriel and crew, they did an amazing job, and I couldn't be here. And this was also before we actually moved in. So the house was empty. Mom wasn't here. The kids weren't here. No one was here. They had the whole property to themselves, Uriel and his team. But he did an amazing job of just sharing updates with me and asking questions about how I would like things to be done. If he ran into something that we hadn't spoke about, he did an amazing job communicating. And y'all, this was, I'll put the actual amount on the screen, but I feel like it was 4,000 feet, somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 feet of fencing that Uriel and his crew touched, getting this metal grating all on the fencing so that we could get our animals here. And it timed up just right, because Uriel finished on, I think, Sunday at some point, and the animals arrived on early Monday morning. So they finished right in time, and might I add, he originally felt like this work was going to take him anywhere from a week to a week and a half. They knocked it out in 1 weekend, 3 days to be exact. Now, because the house was empty and Uriel had such a far drive to get here, we did open up our home to him. So, I let him know, like, hey, if you want to use the bathroom, if you need to take a shower. Natalie stocked the fridge for him before we left. So the fridge had all kinds of like water and energy drinks and just all kinds of drinks for them to utilize at their will. And also we opened our home for them to stay the night. The drive was so far for them that to drive in, drive home, drive in, drive home wouldn't have made sense. So we just opened up the full home, and yeah, they knocked it out, y'all. So I'm sure on the screen I've likely been sharing footage of the work they've done, and y'all, it looks amazing. And what's funny is the sellers actually still have things here on the property. A lot of their stuff is still in the barn. The house is fully clear, as you saw during the tour, but they still have things in the barn. And, you know, we let them know, no rush at all. Come at your convenience. We're not in a rush. Your stuff's not in our way. We understand what it's like to move. So, you know, come whenever it's convenient to you. So they've been coming a trailer at a time, just grabbing some things. And the gentleman seller, not his wife, but he came and he was like, "Boy, you've been busy." Because literally, y'all, we closed on the house on Friday. It was a Thursday or Friday that we closed on the house. I don't remember. Uriel and his team got in here like the next day. So they really knocked it out, really got to work. And he was just shocked because it's a lot of fencing by how much fencing they got done. And not only did they do all of the fencing as far as getting the cattle pedal on it, but they actually moved a gate for us. So there's a 16-foot gate that was on the right of the pump house that we wanted moved to the left of the pump house. And not only did they move that, but they filled it in with the extra metal that we have. We have towards the back fence over here, there's a lot of extra metal for the pipe fencing. They took the extra metal and fixed where the gate was. You can't even tell the gate used to be there. And where the gate now is on the left of the pump house, it looks like it always been there. So just amazing work. And as I'm sure I've already said earlier in the video, just thank you to Uriel and thank you to the gentleman who shared Uriel's contact with me. I really appreciate it. Part of the journey when you're, you know, starting a property off and you're trying to do things the right way, it's really hard to find people you trust, right? While I would love to just have called someone on my own, the work ethic and integrity of people in 2025 is just so low that I had already seen the work that Uriel produces, and I know he could be trusted. And he proved it with his work here and with our further communication after that work that he can be trusted. And I just really appreciate that because Natalie and I have already run into contractors that aren't reliable. That's its own video, and we're still trying to decide if we even want to make a video about that. So stay tuned, but yeah. So what's next? Now that this fencing is done, we have 2 pastures plus our 2 holding pens the holding pens are 100% secure to put animals in. We have 2 pastures that are almost about 4.5 to 5 acres each to the right of the house here that we could put animals in. And we're moving from a little over 10 acres, y'all. So these 2 pastures that are, I would probably say they're about 75% secure. They're like the size of the property we just moved from. And we still have almost 40, like 38 acres that we haven't even touched yet and probably won't need to touch because we're so used to just surviving on 10 acres. And even the 10 acres we moved from, like 4 of those acres was what we called the house yard or places where we didn't put animals. So really, we're used to surviving off of about 6 acres, 6 to 7 acres. And now we have like a legit 10 of pastures that we could use. So we're good for now. And that's one of the things that's important. That's another thing. The first thing was finding trustworthy people that can help you out when it comes to things that you can't DIY or don't have the skill set to DIY. The second thing is don't rush. You have to have the infrastructure in place before you jump into some of the things you might want to do, especially when it comes to animals. So what's next? You'll see our move here and also getting the animals here now that things are secure. So stay tuned. Once again, thank you, Uriel. Thank you to my amazing wife for trusting in me and allowing me free reign to kind of work out some things we needed to get done on the front end, and trusting me to find someone to do it. And thank you to that gentleman once again that shared Uriel's contact. And Natalie loves it, y'all. She actually saw it before I did, because when I was on my work trip, she was here that week. So obviously she saw it, and she loves it, y'all. There's only like two things that she pointed out, but they're very small and into details. Overall, she absolutely loves it. So
In a world of green, just like a dream, you and I standing wild and free, with petals so golden, the sun's warm kiss, a love so strong, a bliss. Whispers of the breeze, secrets unfold. It's you that I need, it's you that I want. When the world gets cold, it's you and me. When the sun comes back, you'll see. Oh, dandelion, the strength that you've shown, stronger each year. Look how we hold on through the toughest of times. We still stand strong. Through pavement we will grow. Forever we will grow. Deep within your eyes, I found a home. The love that we share can never grow. In your gaze, the world looks bright. Forever by your side. This town is quiet, serene.
see y'all in the next one. Really appreciate y'all. It's hot out here. I'm gonna get into that AC and probably start editing this video. All right, see y'all in the next one. Peace.
The gloom. Oh, dandelion.